कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय
राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय
गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी
यशोदनंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदनंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदनंदना यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् वैष्णवारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय। गंधराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। गंधराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Canto 4, Chapter 6. Chapter 6 and verse 6. 4.6. Ajopi san avyayatma. Please repeat. Ajo api san avyayatma. Bhutanam Ishvaro Apim San Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamayaya. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam Ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayayam ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam Ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayayam ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam Ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayayam. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Please repeat. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Thank you. Purport. The Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth. Although he may appear like an ordinary person, he remembers everything of his many past births. Whereas a common man cannot remember what he has done even a few hours before. If someone is asked what he did exactly at the same time or one day earlier, it would be very difficult for a common man to answer immediately. He would surely have to drudge his memory to recall what he was doing exactly at the same time one day before. And yet, men often dare claim to be God or Krishna. One should not be misled by such meaningless claims. Then again, the Lord explains his Prakriti or his form. Prakriti means nature as well as Sarupa or one's own form. The Lord says that he appears in his own body. He doesn't change his body. As the common living entity changes from one body to another, the conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth. In the material world, the living entity has no fixed body but transmigrates from one body to another. The Lord, however, does not do so. Whenever he appears, he does so in the same original body by his internal potency. In other words, Lord appears in this material world in his original eternal form. With two hands holding a flute, he appears exactly in his eternal body, uncontaminated by this material world. Although he appears in the same transcendental body and he is Lord of the universe, and it still appears that he takes his birth like an ordinary living entity. And although his body does not deteriorate like a material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. But astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond youth. At the time of Battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculations. Still, he looked just like a young man, 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us. Although he is the oldest person in the whole creation, past, present, future, neither his body nor his intelligence ever deteriorates or changes. Therefore, it is clear that in spite of his being in the material world, he is the same unborn, eternal form of bliss and knowledge, changeless in his transcendental body and intelligence. Factually, his appearance and disappearance are like a sun's rising, moving before us, and then disappearing from our eyesight. When the sun is out of sight, we think that the sun is set. And when the sun is before our eyes, we think that the sun is on the horizon. Actually, the sun is always in his fixed position, but owing to our defective, insufficient senses, we calculate the appearance and disappearance of the sun in the sky. And because Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are completely different from that of any ordinary common living entity, it is evident that he is eternal, blissful knowledge by his internal potency and is never contaminated by material nature. The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Personality of God is unborn, yet he still appears to take his birth in multi manifestations. The Vedic supplementary literatures also confirm that even though the Lord appears to be taking his birth, he is still without the change of body. In the Bhagavatam, he appears before his mother as Narayana with 4 hands and decorations of the 6 kinds of full opulences. His appearance in his original eternal form is his costless mercy bestowed upon the living entities so that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as he is and not on mental concoctions or imaginations, which the impersonalist wrongly thinks the Lord's forms to be. The word Maya or Atma Maya refers to the Lord's costless mercy. According to the Vishwakosha dictionary, the Lord is conscious of all his previous appearances and disappearances, but a common living entity forgets everything about his past body as soon as he gets another body. He is the Lord of all the living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on this earth. Therefore, the Lord is always the same absolute truth and is without differentiation between his form and self, or between his quality and body. A question may now be raised as to why the Lord appears and disappears in this world. This is explained in the next verse. Om Tatsat Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshashurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangulanga Yede Girim Yatkripa Tamagam Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhupayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you for the Sunday Feast program. So I'd like to offer my obeisances to His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj and all the senior devotees assembled here. So we are discussing very important verse from Bhagavad Gita from the 4th chapter. So Prabhupada was saying, so ending his purport by saying that it's explained that why Krishna appears and disappears. That's explained in the next verse. Next verse is a famous verse 4.7 and 4.8. Everyone must be knowing this verse. Yada yadagi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyuttana madharmasya tadatmanam srijamyagam paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya dushkritam. Then dharma samstapana astaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma samstapana arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So these are the 2 famous verses you must be knowing while watching the great Mahabharata series in the televisions. So these 2 slokas everyone knows. So which sung in the some tune also. Yada yada gi dharmasya, like that in some tune. So we remember the tune also. So this is a previous verse to that verse. So why Krishna appears and disappears, that's explained in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and whenever there is a predominant rise of religion, and at that time I descend myself. So basically, to deliver the pious people and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So, like this sloka explains, somewhat little contradictory nature of Krishna. Ajopisan avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropisan prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Although I am unborn, I never take birth. I never take birth in the material world. I am unborn. There is no birth for me. There is no death for me. But still I take birth. It appears like I take birth. So this is somewhat little contradictory nature. Means not really contradictory, apparently contradictory. It looks like, appears like contradictory, but it's not. So Srimad Bhagavatam also discusses about various contradictory natures of Krishna, and Isha Upanishad also discusses about various contradictory natures of Krishna. So Isha Upanishad also, there's one of the 108 Upanishads. It's one of the amongst 108 Upanishads there are 11 principal Upanishads. So in the 11 principal Upanishads, Isha Upanishad is the one. It contains 18 slokas. So the fourth sloka says, Tatechadi tannaichadi taddure tadvandike tadvanda rasya sarvasya taddu sarvasyasya bhagyadaha. The sloka says, the meaning is, Lord walks and doesn't walk. Lord is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, yet he is without everything. Anyone can understand this? It's confusing, no? Lord walks, but doesn't walk. Lord is far away, but is very near. Lord is within everything, yet he is outside of everything. This is the meaning of the sloka. Any outsider, any newcomer reads this sloka for the first time, oh my God, I am never going to read this. I am not going to this. I am not going to read Bhagavad Gita or Isha Upanishad. I am not going to read anything. So confusing. What is the meaning of this? Walks, doesn't walk. Very near and far away. So how to understand? So it's very difficult to understand those who are not in touch with the devotees. If they are in touch with devotees, they can easily understand this sloka. If they are rendering devotion service, some little devotion service to Krishna, and then Krishna will reveal the real meaning of the sloka. Krishna will personally reveal in their heart the real meaning of sloka. They can understand. Some little service, some plucking flowers for Krishna, or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Harinama Mandap, or taking part in Kirtan, or taking darshan of the Lord, some seva, or honoring prasadam. Little seva we have to do. Only by seva we can understand Krishna. We cannot understand Krishna. Krishna will reveal himself to him. Only Krishna decides to reveal himself to that person, then only he can understand. Then only we can understand. Otherwise, with our endeavor, with our attempt, how much ever we hard effort we take, it's very difficult to understand Krishna. So Lizal also saying, so Lizal also accepting by making sound tick 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 like that. So we can't understand Krishna by our hard endeavor. Only Krishna decides to reveal himself to that person. Only that person can understand Krishna. Little bit, not even fully. Little bit he can understand. So Srila Prabhupada explains in that purport, in Isha Upanishad purport. So this is how the people think. So Prabhupada writes, so this is one of the Lord's inconceivable potency. The contradictions have given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks and doesn't walk. Ordinarily, if someone can walk, it is illogical to say that he cannot walk. If the person can walk, it is illogical to say he cannot walk. But in reference to God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such contradictions. We have a tiny brain with our limited knowledge, so we can't understand. So, and therefore, we conceive of the Lord in terms of our limited powers of understanding. For example, the impersonalist philosophers of Mayavada school accept only the Lord's impersonal activities and reject his personal future. But the members of the Bhagavata school, adopting the perfect conception of the Lord, accept his inconceivable potencies and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. The Bhagavatas note that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. See, explanation given by Srila Prabhupada, Acharya. So is very clearly defined how to understand this sloka. The two different schools. One is Mayavada school. Mayavadis means they consider that Lord does not have form. Lord is formless. They have all sorts of definitions about God. They try to understand God by their mental speculation, without any reference to Vedas. So without proper understanding, they refer Vedas, but they misunderstand everything. They misunderstand. So because by seeing this kind of statement, they misunderstand even further. So that's why, see, it's a very difficult to understand, na? That's why we are concluding Lord does not have form. Lord is formless. You can't understand fully about God, na? So that's why. See, why you are attempting? Your waste of time. Why you are attempting know about God? Don't waste your time. God is formless. You are also God. I am also God. You are also God. So many times His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj quotes this example. So many so-called gurus available everywhere. So they speak like, you are also God, but I am also God. But the question comes, why we have to listen to you? Because you are also God, I am also God. And then they say, actually, I have realized that I am God, but you have not realized that you are God. Therefore, you must listen to me. So they say like that. The so-called gurus. So they say like that, and they cheat the public. So we should not get cheated by unauthorized explanations. So we should read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself mentioning about him. How to understand about him. What is the proper way to understand about him? Krishna is clearly defining. So we need to follow the instruction directly. We don't have to hear that person, this person. We have to hear directly from Supreme Lord Krishna. What's the great proof required than this? Krishna himself directly saying in Bhagavad Gita. How to understand. And then Prabhupada is writing, we should not take it for granted that because we cannot see God with our eyes, the Lord has no personal existence. Since we are not able to see personally, Lord doesn't exist. They conclude like that. So right now, we are not able to see the sun at this time. What is the time? 8 o'clock. Here none of us could see the sun. Anyone can say sun doesn't exist? Anyone can say sun doesn't exist? Sun is not existing in the world. Because where is the sun? I am not able to see the sun. That is a foolishness. That's a foolishness. So, and then if you call, like maybe some of your relative in America, they will say, sun is on the top. Sun is on the top of our head. Why are you foolishly saying sun is not there? We could see the sun. Like that. Exactly like that. Prabhupada was writing in the purport. So, God's appearance and disappearance is exactly compared to the appearance and disappearance of the sun. Rising of the sun and setting of the sun. So exactly like that. So sun is going to eternally exist. Sun is going to eternally present in this world. Similarly, Lord's presence also will be eternally there. And Prabhupada writes further. See, Ishopanishad refutes this argument by declaring that the Lord is far away but is very, very near also. But the abode of the Lord is beyond material sky. We have no means to measure even the material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it. That the spiritual sky is situated far, far away from the material universe is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Nadat bhashayade suryo nasashango nabhavaga yadgadvan nivattande taddama paramam mama. In 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 6th sloka, Krishna says, in my transcendental world, there is no need of sun and moon for illumination. From Krishna's own personal body, everything gets illuminated. The light emanates, the radiance emanates from the transcendental body of Krishna, illuminates the entire spiritual world. So no need of sun and moon in spiritual. Nadat bhashayade suryo nasashango nabhavaga yadgadvan nivattande taddama parama. Anyone goes to the spiritual world doesn't have to come back to the material world. Krishna says. So, but despite the Lord's being so far away, He can at once within less than a second descend before us with a speed swifter than that of the mind or wind. It's very, very far. Spiritual sky is very, very far. No one has measured even now, till now, no one has measured the length and breadth of the material sky. There is no instrument for that. So because they have a limited brain, tiny brain, they are trying so much with the satellite, that thing, this thing, but they couldn't understand what's happening. Suddenly some stone falling from the some planet or something disappearing, like all the ships and helicopters and the flights flying that area suddenly disappearing. Why this is happening? They don't have any answer. And some other like unidentified object comes to this world. They are seeing also. It's a great field of research. Unidentified flying object. UFO. Unidentified flying objects. UFOs. Suddenly some object which is not seen in the material world. Suddenly it appears and suddenly disappears. And they become confused. What's this? From which planet it comes? And they do research. They don't have understanding. So some things are happening in material world. So they don't answer. They don't have any answer. They have not measured the length and breadth. There's no proper instrument also. And how many planets are there? How many stars are there? So don't know any information. Some little information they may have, which is not even 1%. So, like, and then what to speak about spiritual sky? Material sky itself is very difficult to understand. What to speak about spiritual sky? Which is far, far above the material sky, far, far beyond material sky. So, Lord is far, far away, but still, Lord can appear in front of us within a second. Within a second, Lord can appear. How this is possible? Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kali Kale Namarupe Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, Krishna has descended in the form of holy name. Krishna has descended in the form of holy name. So by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, just like since we have inaugurated this Harinam Mandapam in 2001, like since how many years? 2024, 23 years. For past 23 years, lakhs and millions of people have come and chanted in this Harinam Mandapam. In earlier during from 2001 to 2005, we used to keep some notebook. Some 4-5 years, I think not even 4-5 years, more than 7-8 years, we used to keep a notebook in front. And anyone chants Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in this Harinam Mandapam, so they are requested to write their feedback in the notebook. They are coming for the first time. Just like they don't know about Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they don't know about anything, the great philosophy, they don't know anything. They don't have to know anything actually speaking. Because for chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, no pre-qualification required. For rendering service to Krishna, no pre-qualification required. It's a birthright for everyone. It's our birthright to chant God's holy name, to render service to Krishna. It's our right. We can claim that right. So, and then they chant Hare Krishna mantra 108 times and they write the feedback. So we have seen that feedback. I think many devotees must have seen the feedback. Everyone writes, I felt the presence of the Lord. My mind is very peaceful. Like I came with many worries, with many anxieties, but everything cleared. I have a very clear mind, peaceful mind. I felt the presence of Lord. Like that, everyone wrote. All the lakhs of people they wrote. Just 5 minutes they spent. That's all. They didn't put very hard endeavor. They didn't go to Himalayas and they practiced deep meditation for thousands of years. They didn't do that. Just 5 minutes they chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They felt the presence of the Lord. What's the great proof required? So God can be felt, God's presence can be felt by our feeling. We can feel. Just by chanting Hare Krishna mantra 108 times, sincerely in front of the Lord we chant, so loudly, consciously, then we can feel the Lord's presence. Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, he says in one of the lecture, don't think that Lord Narasimhadeva blessed Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee, we are not so much elevated like Prahlad Maharaj. We may not get, it is not possible for us to get the blessings of Lord Narasimhadev, of the Lord, like Prahlad Maharaj. Don't think like that. Srila Prabhupada's writing is saying in one of the lecture, everyone can get the blessings of Lord just like Prahlad Maharaj. And he gives explanation also. How Narasimhadev blessed Prahlad Maharaj? By keeping his lotus hand, lotus palm. By keeping his lotus palm on the head of the Prahlad Maharaj, he blessed Prahlad Maharaj. Same kind of blessing everyone can have. Srila Prabhupada is saying, because this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not different from Krishna, the personality of Krishna. The name, Krishna's name and Krishna's personality is not different. Our name and our personality is different. But Krishna's name and Krishna's personality is not different. Our name is material names. All or any other material name. Prabhupada says, if you chant water, 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 water for 108 times, like you are thirsty for water, the thirsty problem will not be solved, cannot be quenched. Water, 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 we can't keep on chanting for 108 times, but thirsty for water still will be there, because this is a material word, material term. But Krishna's name is not like that. It's a spiritual vibration. It is the vibration from the spiritual world. It is not the material word. This word is not available in material world. So Krishna is specially descended. Krishna is specially descended in the form of holy name from spiritual. Golokera Prematana Harinama Sankirtana. It is directly descended from Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna's holy name. This vibration is not available in material world at all. This is not a material sound vibration. It is a transcendental sound vibration, Prabhupada says. So this name is not different from Krishna. So if anybody chants this name of Krishna, they have already received blessings of the Lord just like Prahlad Maharaj. How Prahlad Maharaj got blessings? Because Narasimhadev kept his lotus palm. Similarly, if anybody chants Krishna's name, that means Krishna already touched their tongue. Krishna is there already on the top of the tongue, in the tip of the tongue. And then Srila Prabhupada also says, Krishna comes and dances in the top of the tongue. If anybody chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna personally comes and dances in the top of the tongue. So Krishna already touched the tongue. That's why the sound comes. Otherwise sound cannot come out. Because this sound is also not material. Sound is spiritual. So same blessings. Anybody and everybody at any time can receive the blessings of the Lord just like Prahlad Maharaj received blessings of Lord Nrsimhadev. Srila Prabhupada explains that. So don't think that, oh, you have to be a very advanced, elevated devotee just like Prahlad Maharaj, then only I can receive the blessings of the Lord. So not like that. So whenever we chant Krishna's name, we'll get blessings of the Lord. So and then Prabhupada continues to write, he can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. This has already been as described in the previous verse. Yet, when the personality of Godhead comes before us, we neglect him. Such foolish negligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajanandi mamoda manishim tanumashadam parampava majanando mamabhuda mageshwaram. Krishna personally descended 5,000 years before in his transcendental form, in his personal form, transcendental form, by his yoga maya, by his internal potency. When he descended 5,000 years before, his body, Ishopanishad explains, his body did not contain bones, nerves, blood, kidney, liver, heart. This kind of elements is not there in Krishna's body. Krishna doesn't contain veins. Ishopanishad also says in the 8th sloka, Sabaryaga Chukram Akayam Avarnam Ashnaviram Suddham Apavaviddam Kavir Manishi Paribugu Swayambhu Yatatatyato Arthan Yatatat Shashwadipya Samabhyaha. Ishopanishad 8th sloka says, Ashnaviram. Ashnaviram means he doesn't contain veins. Veins not there means naturally blood cannot flow. Because blood can flow only inside the veins. He doesn't have bodily parts like us. We possess material body. Krishna don't possess material body. His body is transcendental. His body is made up of Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadi Nadir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Satchit Ananda. Sat means eternity. His body is eternal. But our body is temporary, subject to deterioration. That is eternity. And another feature is Chit. Chit means full of knowledge. Our body is full of ignorance. So, but our body is just dead matter. That's all. Made of earth, water, fire, and ether. Made of Panchabhutas. Our body is made of Panchabhutas. Just dead matter. That's all. When soul passes away, then Prabhupada says, even the wife will think, suppose husband passed away, wife will think, please throw away this corpse as quickly as possible. Because smelling. Even the wife will say like that. Prabhupada says, one day, 2 days they may keep in the freezer. Even wife also will tell, please dispose. No value. This body don't have any value. Because material body, just dead matter, that's all. We are not this body. That's the first instruction of Bhagavad Gita. We are a spirit soul. We are not this body. When the body is slain, the soul is not slain. Nahanyade hanyamane sharire najayade mriyate vakatachin nayam bhutpa pavita vana bhujaga ajonitya sashvata ayam purano nahanyade hanyamane sharire. When the body is slain, the soul is not slain. The soul is eternal. We are eternal. We are not this body. We only possess this body just like a dress. Just like we wear a dress today and today night, and then next day morning we throw this dress and then we wear a new dress. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vasamshi jirnani yada vigaya navani grganadi naroparani tada sharirani vigaya jirnani yanyani samyadi navani dehi. Just like we are throwing dress next day, similarly, we give up the old body, we accept a new body. Just like changing of the dress. So this body is just like a dress, that's all. It does not have any connection with us. So see, since we have different kinds of material desires, so the material nature has given us facilities for fulfilling the different kinds of material desires. Okay. So Krishna, through material nature, So giving these facilities. Okay, you want to enjoy different kind of material enjoyments. Okay, I will give suitable form to you, so you can enjoy. So like that. So but Krishna's body made of Chachit Ananda. Ananda means bliss, eternity, knowledge and bliss, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Our body is made of Asat, Asit, Nirananda. Asat means not eternal, Ashit means full of ignorance, and Nirananda means full of misery. The body gives lot of misery. Continuously from birth to death it gives misery. So we might have forgotten how we suffered inside the womb of mother. Bhagavatam explains very nicely, very elaborately. At the 7th month, the child gets consciousness, and then child feels terrible pain in the womb. Oh, I am in the womb. I am not able to come out. The worms are biting inside. I am not able to move an inch. Even a centimeter, I am not able to move. Now you mosquito bites, then like nowadays people are having the badminton bat, electric bat. They just play badminton with the mosquito. Tuck, 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 tuck. They kill all mosquitoes. The child cannot do that. Child doesn't have electric bat. And at least we can move. If we don't have electric boat, at least we can move, or we can just kill mosquito like this. Child cannot do that because no place to move. The worms will bite. The same place the child has to pass urine and stool. Same place he has to live. The child has to live. So 3 months terrible suffering. The Bhagavatam explains. So that time child prays to the Lord. Oh Lord, please take me out of this terrible condition. If I come out, I will remember you 24 hours a day. I will do service 24 hours a day. Eternally I will become devotee. Somehow please take me out of this womb. And then as soon as Jiva comes out from the womb, this world is filled with ignorance. This world is filled with ignorance and filled with the population of godless people. Means they have very little faith. That also can be shaken at any time. They have very little faith. Somebody comes and puts forward some motivational speaker may say something, and then immediately one can get attracted. Oh yeah, whatever he is saying is correct. Oh, God is not there. If God is there, how such things can happen? How these things can happen, that thing can happen. God is not there. God is simply watching. That such a God, we don't want such a God. Like that. So like as soon as he comes out, he forget everything. So whatever promise he made in the womb, he forget everything. So he starts enjoying. It starts enjoying different facilities in the material world. He gets attracted to the different facilities. So and then like Bhagavatam explains how from childhood onwards he undergoes various suffering. When he is youth also undergoes various sufferings. And then Adi Sankaracharya in Bhagavad Gita prayers he says beautifully, Balastavat Krida Sakta, Tarunastavat Taruni Sakta, Vritaschavat Chinda Sakta, Parabrahmani Kopina Sakta. In Bhagavad Gita prayer, a very famous prayer. Like you might be hearing, you must have heard that prayer. The Balastavat, when he was in boyhood, that time he is attached to playing. When he gets youth, age of youth, that time he is attached to opposite gender. And then when he becomes old, and then he murmurs within himself, oh, I wasted my life. Oh, my son has cheated me. Oh, my daughter has done that. Oh, my grandson has done that. Like I have served them whole life, but they put me in old age home. They are ungrateful people. They speaks to themselves. Vrittastavat chinda shakta. They think about the past. They worries and then speaks to themselves. They murmurs. They speak to themselves. So we have seen many times, very old people comes to temple, they sit in a chair and they speak to themselves. So we have seen many times like that. And Parabrahmani Kopina Shakta, throughout their life, they never spent time to inquire about absolute truth, to inquire about God, to inquire about relationship between God and us. They never spent time throughout their life. So Parabrahmani Kopina Shakta. So they did not spend time so wisely to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to know the goal of life. Why I am suffering in this world, why I am dying, why I am getting this disease, why I am getting old age. Is there any solution for this? So the answers for all these questions not available in any world, and outside of the world it's not available. Anywhere, it's not available anywhere. No one knows the solution for this. So the solution is available only in Bhagavad Gita. The solution is available only in Bhagavad Gita. How to come out of this birth and death cycle, old age, disease and death, birth, how to come out of this situation. So only in Bhagavad Gita, nowhere else. The solution is not available anywhere. So that's why, like, we have to discuss Bhagavad Gita repeatedly, and then we need to understand about the Lord's nature, and then we need to understand about Lord's inconceivable nature. So the Lord's inconceivable nature also is very elaborately discussed in the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter and the 3rd chapter and 4th chapter. So very elaborately. So this Uddhava and Vidura. So Uddhava and Vidura discusses about the so-called contradictory nature of Krishna. So maybe I like to share some of the contradictory activities, because we are discussing about contradictory activities, apparently contradictory activities of Krishna. So how to understand about that? So Bhagavatam says, like, one time, so Krishna's appearance to disappearance means 126 years Krishna was living in this material world. All the pastimes are like contradictory. His appearance itself contradictory. Some 8th son was there, and then 7th son Balaramji got transferred from Devagi's womb to Rohini's womb, and and then another girl child born to Yashoda Mata, and then Vasudev shifted the child Krishna to from how he came out of the prison, how he was crossing Yamuna, and then how he handed over. He kept the night time itself. He kept the boy in the Yashoda Mata's place, and then he took the girl baby, and then he returned to prison house. Everything is mystery. So looks like how it can happen like that. And then at the age of 7, Krishna lifts Govardhana hill with the little finger of the left hand. At the age of 7, he was 7-year-old boy. He just lifted Govardhana hill like this. I don't know how many people in this world believes this. They say, most of the people, they say 99.9% of the people, they say it is a myth. It's just a story. Some story happens. So don't speak all the stories. Some imaginary stories. 99.9% of the people in the world, they are going to say like this only. How a 7-year-old boy can lift the Govardhan hill? That Govardhan hill still is there in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, you go, still you can take darshan of Govardhan hill. Still people are doing, lakhs of people, they are doing Govardhan Parikrama, Dandavat Parikrama. So like that, so many activities. And Kurukshetra war also, so many contradictory activities. And then, so some of the contradictory activities discussed. And then Krishna is begging pardon from Vasudeva and Devaki. Oh, my dear father and mother, I am not able to serve you. As soon as I was born, I was taken to Gokul. I am not able to serve you. Please excuse me, please forgive me. If Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, why he has to ask forgiveness from Vasudeva and Devaki? This question comes. Srila Prabhupada answers. So many contradictory, apparently contradictory activities are discussed, and Srila Prabhupada is answering in the purport how to understand this. Because Krishna wants to show everyone is indebted to serve their parents. And then Prabhupada writes, even though one may be a Supreme Lord, he is indebted to serve his parents. Prabhupada writes like that. Everyone is indebted to serve their parents. So Krishna shows by his example. So then Krishna also served Nanda Maharaj. When Nanda Maharaj ordered Krishna, "Oh Krishna, little boy, can you please bring my chapel?" And then Krishna carries chapel in his head, top of his head, and brings to Nanda Maharaj. If Supreme Personality of Godhead, why he has to do this? He's serving his parents. He shows by his own personal example. And then in Kurukshetra battlefield, it says in Bhagavatam says, the Uddhava says, all the Kurukshetra warriors, means Kauravas, they all went back to Godhead. They all went back to spiritual world. It's completely confusing. Hare, they fighted against Krishna. How they can go back to spiritual world? They should go to hell only. They fighted against Krishna and Pandavas. They should have gone to hell. How they can go to spiritual world? That is also explained by Srila Prabhupada. And Bhagavatam also explains. Sukadeva Goswami Uddhava also speaks that. He says a beautiful sloka. Tadaiva chanye naraloka veera agave krishna mukara vindam netrai vipantye nayanabhiramam patastra puda padamapurasya. So in the Kurukshetra war, like they were not in the mood of appreciating the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is there, right there and standing. They are not in the mood of appreciating the beauty of Krishna. But as soon as Arjuna's arrows touch their bodies, Parthastra Puda Padamapurasya, the Arjuna's arrows touch their bodies, because Arjuna is a great devotee. God's grace always follows the path of devotee's grace. God's grace cannot flow independently on its own. Wherever devotee wants to show his blessing and mercy, that same path only God's grace can follow. That's a law. Only by the mercy of devotees we can receive the blessings of Krishna. So as the Arjuna is a pure devotee, the arrow released by Arjuna is also pure. As soon as the arrow touched in their body, so they got purified from their contamination, and within there was maybe not even a second, less than a second, and immediately they were glorifying, "Oh Krishna, how beautiful you are, so beautiful, wonderful form, you have wonderful form," and they appreciated their Krishna's beauty, and then they died. That's all. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Sadi Buddha Devamam Shadi Yagnam Sevidugu Prayana Kale Pichamam Sevidur Yakta Setashaka. Even in the final moment, one can become Krishna conscious and one can go back to Godhead. One can go back to spiritual world. Even in the last moment. So that's the proof. So they all appreciated the beauty of Krishna and they got Sarupya Mukti. They all went back to spiritual world. That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. And education, regarding education, why Krishna has to go to Gurukul? If he is a Supreme Lord, why he has to go to Gurukul? Because he also went, because he wants to show by his exemplary behavior, he accepted spiritual master, Chandipani Muni. Chandipani Muni is his spiritual master. So he went to Gurukul and then he learned 64 arts in 64 days. Very submissively he rendered service to Chandipani Muni. So he wants to show by his example, Tadviti Pranipadena Pariprashnena Seviya Upadekshintide Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvadarshinaha. Everyone has to accept spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master comes under disciplic succession. So we can't accept anyone like going in the road. Just like nowadays, like the counseling time is going on for admission to engineering. So whichever college comes under affiliation of an university, only that college we should go. Somebody will start some college without any affiliation. If you go and join in that college, then what will happen? We cannot receive the engineering degree. So affiliation should be there. Affiliation with the parampara. Affiliation with the Guru parampara. Because Krishna says, Evam parampara prabdi mimam rajashi vidugu sakalinega magada yogo nashta parantapa. This transcendental knowledge can be learned only through disciplic succession, not by any other method. They has to come under parampara. Only they are qualified to teach. Only from them we can learn. Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharyas, comes under Brahma Mattu Gaudiya Vaishnava Sambradaya. That's why in our Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada has written as Bhagavad Gita as it is. In Tamil it is written Bhagavad Gita Unmai Uruvil. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Without adding any personal note. By referring different Upanishads, Puranas. So Srila Prabhupada has given a commentary by referring all the Upanishads and Puranas. One word also he did not write his personal opinion. So whatever is mentioned in the revealed scriptures, he just repeated. So that's why it's as it is. That's why this Bhagavad Gita has changed millions of people in the world. Millions of people changed the consciousness of the people from all over the world. This Bhagavad Gita, you see, there's one website in ISKCON, I think bookdistribution.com. I think I forgot the name. I think in that website, if you see, every 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one Bhagavad Gita getting distributed in some part of the world. That's the average. That's a rate. Statistics. One Bhagavad Gita somewhere in some part of the world, somebody got it and somebody is reading every 5 seconds. So till now, like more than 500 million copies. 500 million copies. Copies of Bhagavad Gita is gone. In all the languages, in all the worldly languages. So Krishna also, like by his own example, he wants to show to other people, we have to surrender to spiritual master. We have to learn all the confidential subject matter from him. He should come under Guru Parampara. So Srila Prabhupada is coming under Parampara. So we must learn from his books. Prabhupada's books. So Prabhupada's books are available here. Small books, medium books, big books. Prabhupada says, anybody touches this book, his life will be turned. Don't even have to start reading it. Anyone touches this book, his life will be turned. And then there is another contradiction. There are like the different contradictions are mentioned. And how Krishna was marrying 16,108 wives in Dwarka, just like ordinary husband. Ordinary husbands are enjoying the company of wife and children. Krishna also enjoying the company of wife and children. What is the great difference? What's the great difference? And then explanation also given. So they are not like ordinary women. They are all great devotees. There is a background history is there. They are all great devotees. In Rama Avatar, they were great yogis. They were doing meditation in the forest, and they were, when Lord Ramachandra was coming through the forest, they are all praying, "Oh Lord, oh my Lord, we want to be with you always. Eternally, we want your company." That is possible only if you become wife. Only if you become wife of you, then only it's possible. Like we have already practiced mystic yogas. Like if you permit in this life itself, we will become your wives. And then Lord Ramachandra said, No. This avatar, this incarnation, I have taken Ekapatni Vrata. I can accept only one wife. Next time when I appear as Krishna, then I can accept unlimited wives. I can accept unlimited wives. Millions of wives I can accept. No problem. So all the yogis, They all became great yogis. They were performing spiritual practice for millions of years. They all became wives of Krishna. So, and also they were not just ordinary yogis. They were born as yogis in this world. They were actually eternal associates in the spiritual world also. Even in the spiritual world, they were eternal associates of Krishna. So they were born as yogis, and then they offered prayer to the Lord, and then they became wives. So they were eternal associates of Krishna, dear devotees of Krishna. So they are not like the ordinary women. Krishna is not like ordinary husband, and Dwaraka queens are not ordinary women. So Krishna is reciprocating with the devotion of his devotees by rendering some seva to them. So like that answer is given. And Krishna's disappearance. Krishna also died. Hunter shot an arrow, Krishna died. People are saying like that. The hunter Jara, he shot an arrow, Krishna died. I think these people should have common sense. So because they know hunter shot an arrow, the arrow went and pierced the leg portion. Pierced the leg portion. So anybody got pierced in the leg portion, they will die. If the arrow pierced their heart, maybe we can say. But the arrow went and pierced the only leg of lotus feet of Krishna. Why Krishna has to die? How Krishna will die? So the Bhagavatam 11th canto explains, this is called Maushal Leela. The Lord's disappearance pastime is named as Maushal Leela. The entire Maushal Leela is the magical performance of the Lord, because Lord wants to bewilder everyone in this world. Because people want to think Krishna as ordinary human being, so Krishna wants to bewilder all of them. Okay, you want to consider me as ordinary human being? Okay, in front of you I will show this. Hunter shot an arrow, I am died. I have died. So believe like that. But devotees can understand very easily, very nicely. So this is just a magical performance of the Lord. Lord did not leave his body here because he doesn't possess material body. Same body he came from spiritual world. Same body he went to spiritual world. And then Prabhupada also wrote here, when the war field, the Kurukshetra war happened, that time, so how Krishna looks like. In the Bhagavad Gita front picture we can see Krishna's face. That time Krishna's age was more than 100. More than 100. He was having great grandson and great grandson. He was already having great grandson and great grandson. But he's appearing like 16-year-old boy. 16-year-old boy. We have never seen the picture of Krishna like having some stick in his hand and struggling to walk and having beard like this and struggling to walk and with the hunchback. So we never seen the picture of Krishna. So no old age, no disease, no birth, no death for Krishna. So Krishna appears and disappears by his sweet will. So this we can understand. So only if we perform little service. So if we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, automatically this fact will be revealed gradually. Gradually Krishna will reveal. If we associate with the devotees, if we regularly come to temple, take darshan of the Lord and read Bhagavad Gita, listen to Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, so gradually Krishna will reveal. So Krishna will be happy to reveal himself. And then easily all these facts we can understand. All this Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise it's very difficult for us to go through Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam and understand with our own endeavor. It's very, very difficult. Just like I read one sloka. So you all got confused. Lord walks, doesn't walk. Lord is far away, Lord is near. Lord is inside, Lord is outside. You all got confused. So like that we'll get confused if we read Bhagavad Gita from our own endeavor. So we need to take guidance from the acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. So so he written elaborate commentaries and purport, so which is very easy to understand. So he has written in simple language. So those who don't have Bhagavad Gita, so please take Bhagavad Gita. At least you can take one small book of Srila Prabhupada. So surely it will change our life, our perception of this world. So we'll get a better understanding and we can achieve perfection in our life very quickly. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. கோவை இஸ்கானின் ஞாயிறு சிறப்பு விருந்து நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு வந்துள்ள அனைவரையும் வரவேற்கிறோம். மிகச்சிறப்பாக உபன்யாசம் செய்த நமது திருக்கோளை சார்ந்த உயர் திரு சங்கர்ஷன கௌர பிரபு அவர்களுக்கு நமது நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. நமது திருக்கோயிலை சேர்ந்த ஈரோடை சேர்ந்த திருமூர்த்தி பிரபு அண்ட் மாதாஜி வித்யாஸ்வரூபிணி தேவிதாசி அவர்களை வரவேற்கிறோம். அவர்களது நமது திருக்கோயிலுக்கு மிகச் சிறப்பாக நன்கொடை செய்துள்ளார்கள். இன்று அவர்கள் ரூபாய் 2 லட்சம் நமது திருக்கோயில் பணிக்காக அர்ப்பணிக்க உள்ளார்கள். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. அவர்களது ஆன்மீக முன்னேற்றத்துக்காக நமது மகா மந்திரத்தை ஒரு தடவை அனைவரும் சொல்லும்படி கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே 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 ராமா ராம ராமா ஹரே ஹரே. இன்றைய புதிதாக நமது திருக்கோயிலுக்கு வந்துள்ளவர்களை அழைக்கிறோம். Please come forward. Those who are coming, newcomers, please come forward. மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை திருமூர்த்தி பிரபு அண்ட் மாதாஜிக்கு நமது திருக்கோயில் சார்பாக மிக மிக நமது நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. பிரசாதம் அனைவரும் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.